Oh, hi, welcome to Shooting Star. Today we're reading Diary of Wimpy Kid No Brainer. And my sister might come as she usually do. And she might come because she has to get stuff and do. Yeah, so we are reading Diary of Wimpy Kid No Brainer. So I'm starting where we ended last week. So it's page 20. Page 30. So let's start reading. Wednesday. Principal Bottom is trying to encourage kids to get better grades. So last week he created his new program called the High Flyers Club, which is kind of like one of those airplane reward programs that basic idea is that the better you do it in school, the more reward you earn. High Flower Club. The kids in the High Flower Club get all sorts of perks, like preferred seating in the classroom with extra leg room. Wiggle, wiggle. But the kids of sticks of the rest of us because now there's less space for everyone else. In geometry, there wasn't a lot of room to begin with. So to make extra space for the high flyer, they had to take out a whole row of seats. And that means kids like me who used to sit in the back row have to sit on the heater, and that thing is so hot that if you stays too long, your butt can burst into flames. So I have to shift from one cheek to another to give each one a break. But extra legroom isn't the only thing we're jealous about. The high flyer get snacks and drinks during class, which there's not allowed to share with the rest of us. When they're not in class, the high flyer get to use the teacher lounge, and I've heard the teacher aren't too thrilled with the part of the deal. I'm not too bothered that those kids can use their teacher lounge, but I'm jealous they can use the bathroom in there. I've heard it's a one-seater, and I really need my privacy when I go. I would go in there for a while. Wave, wave. A high flyer on having their own separate entrance when they get to school, so they breeze through security in the morning. Fast track X-ray. On top of that, the high flyer get let out of school before everyone else. But even though it's only 5 minutes early, it's still plenty of time. Only 5 minutes early, that's still plenty of with head up on the bullies. everyone wants to be a part of the High Flyer Club, but it's not easy to get in. You get to make straight A's in all your class. Straight A's in all your classes. And there are only a handful of kids smart enough to actually pull that off. So some kids have been cheating to try and get better grades. And they've been coming up with some pretty ingenious ways to do it too. In geometry, Adam Kazan wrote a bunch of equations on the back of the sticker up on his water bottle, so he couldn't look at them during the test. And he might have got away with it if he wasn't too advised about what he was doing. In science, a kid named Damanfield actually made a fake arm which he put on top of his desk during the test. Then he looked up the answers on his phone, only phone he was holding underneath the desk. The only reason he got busted is because he got a notification in the middle of the test. Some kids are then teaming up to cheat. A few girls in the history class wrote the name of the most important battle of a civil war on the back of their necks and moved their hair out of the way once the test started. And in English, a bunch of kids created a crazy system of communicating answers to each other by using more mouse codes with their pens. But nobody let me in on what they were doing. Clack, click, clickety, click, clack, scribble, scribble, click, 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 click. The cheatings become such a problem that today they brought in a guy named Cluster Cluster, who said he started cheating when he was in middle school, which ruined his whole life. And I think his story actually shook a few kids up. But I'm 90% sure that the guy's name wasn't even Clarence Custer, and he was just an actor that the school brought in to scare us. That's because we looked exactly like one of the characters in the dinner theater show my family went to over the summer. Be our guests. Be our guests. If the school really wanted to get through to us about who decisions can ruin your life, they should brought in the school very first principal, Larry Mack. But I guess they couldn't do that since he's still in prison. If the name Larry Mack seems familiar, it's because his family owns a giant chain of car dealership out on the route world. And he still a bunch of old billboards nobody even bought to take down. Tell him Larry said ya. Larry Mack. But Larry Mack didn't start off in a car business. He was the principal of the middle school for 10 years. And after he got famous for his car dealership, they named the school after him. Larry Mack Middle School. He was so popular that they even made a statue of him, which they put in the front courtyard. But after Larry Mack opened his 5th car dealership, some reporters started poking around, trying to learn how he got money to start his business. With a little detective work, they figured out he'd been stealing from the middle school for years, and it was a huge scandal at the time.